And it says, and you are live. I love that it tells me with a little exclamation point every time. Hello and welcome. We are 3/5 of Fox Force 5, the directors of 5 Point Society for Witches. I'm hoping to get someone in the chat. I know there are folks here that's computer savvy that can take a link. If you're a member at 5 Point Society for Witches, can you take a link to this live back to our news feed? Could somebody do that? Hi. And Valencia is probably like, what? Like, is there a way to share this and then go bring that link back, like copy link and bring it back? And I'm sure people watching this back, like now this is riveting for them, but I want to make sure our people get here, I mean, I know they can find the channel, but sometimes finding a live on the channel is wonky. Hi, lady of oh, thank you, Rosie. Thank you. Rosie's totally with it. I have total faith in her. Hi. So, as I was saying, we are 3/5 of Fox Force 5. We are the directors of 5 Point Society for Witches, which is a learning community. We are a community designed for the education, implementation, and I forgot the last one because I'm
study
high.
of the occult.
Exploration of magic, witchcraft, and the occult. Everybody's like, oh, Jenny. I'm like, look, this is a fun meetup. That's why. So it's a fun meetup, and it's No Makeup Monday. Katie decided to have this Koven meetup on because it's Koven with Katie. She decided to have it on No Makeup Monday. So that's what you get. So I'm going to tell you who's here. So hold on. So Mary Poppins says hello. Should I let them in on a little secret? Mary Poppins. That's when Rosie said, hey, I will try. Lady of the Lilies, hello. Rosie, she says, thank you. I want to say hello to everybody who's here. Hello, Donna Sparta. Hope everyone is having a wonderful evening. Hi. Hello, chickens. So, Koven with Katie is something we do. We've done now. We probably did this before. We called it Koven with Katie. Like it was like a thing anyway, like somewhere along the lines, but probably for 2 years. In 5 Point, even before it was called 5 Point. At the end of the month, we have a meetup. We call it Koven with Katie, with a K, Katie. And we go over the month as it existed, and then we talk about what's coming up. Go over any questions. Everybody, sits down. Usually it's Sunday morning, and that is why it's sort of a little fun. Usually Sunday morning, everybody's their coffee, we're hanging out, sort of going over the month. It's a nice check-in, right? Especially if you're someone who maybe we're very busy over the month and couldn't get to a meetup. All our meetups are recorded. So this is a great way to sort of check in and catch up with everybody. If you couldn't make the shenanigans, go over things like, oh, I really want to do that because we're talking about it. And then we decided, let's make it like a live public situation. So folks might want to come on over. Hey, Jay Cole. And join.
You're just going to have to keep up with the chat, or Sandy's going to have, because I can't see it.
I am. Well, right. And so I'm talking, you can't see it, but I'm talking, when I post them, you can though, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I am posting them too. So, but yes, I'm the only one that could see the chat if I don't post it for you guys, I think. So I'm the only one because I'm the one in the studio. Yeah. So are there any questions? Post them. Please post them. Yeah, this is, it's still a meeting. We're just doing it live. And how do you join 5 Point Society? We'll talk about that if anybody has a question about that at any point. Again, feel free to pop right in and ask a question. So without further ado, I think the only things, Sandy and I are going to interject is our stuff and, helpful color commentating.
Yes. Well, welcome everybody to Koven with me. Today's October 30th, 2023. We had all kinds of stuff going on this month. October, obviously, we're witches. It's a busy month. So, Tuesday the 3rd, we had beginner crystal grids with Sandy. It was based on sacred geometry. This is like beginner new. I'm not good with it, so this was all new to me, so I was very excited for this. And the patterns and using crystals for a purpose, manifesting, safeguarding spaces, reasons to do it, when to do it, opportunities to use them. It really got my mind going. I was just all over the place. I was so excited for this one. And she was flirting with Penny, saying Fibonacci sequence. So that's always fun.
Oh, you said Fibonacci sequence? Really, when you were talking about crystals? Oh, you would have been, I would have been, I'm sorry, I missed that one and I haven't watched the replay yet because I'm trying to catch up. They're piling up this month. And that was one of them. I got to get back to that one because I'm super interested in crystal grids. We in the shop used to charge products on a flower of life that we used certain, the points of with certain crystals that we felt were to whatever we were charging, we would leave them. I loved that. Like, so yeah, more.
Well, with gridding and patterns associated with kinds of grids, you kind of have to talk Fibonacci sequence because what does that make? Right.
Yes.
An ever-growing spiral. Let me get to the right direction here. So you got to kind of talk that. So yeah, I had to flirt a little.
Right. And I think my knowledge is pretty basic, definitely. So I was like, oh, I'm totally interested in that. So I'm very excited to watch that replay.
Oh, it had me going all. I mean, she touched base on DNA and the flower of life or different crystals. What does she have here? You can grid your body and your environment, like why you would put it under your bed. I mean, it was just, keep a crystal grid for a long time, as long as you keep it clean and charged, and there's a way to clean it. If it's selenite, she was saying you pretty much kind of dust it off. You don't get it wet, and the seed of life and the flower of life, she touched base with those. When it works. Go ahead, Sandy.
If I could say one thing about selenite, so that's kind of a misnomer. Selenite's not going to instantly dissolve. You can wash it. It does last a long time. So, and one of these times when we have a show, I'll go outside and show everybody my selenite that lives outside in the weather, so you guys can all see it. It will dissolve.
Did you talk about the difference from what people sell as selenite and what actual
selenite versus selenite? We really haven't got to talk about that yet. I want to do more crystal lessons.
There's that.
But yes, you guys have seen the differences that I have, my selenite plates versus my satin spar plates.
Sure, you can totally tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was flirting with
by the price. You can tell by the price too. You kind of, think when you pick it up and go, really? You kind of got to go, I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, she was flirting with me too. She said Nikola Tesla. And I was like,
say more things.
Yes. So, she went over the universal code and how it's rooted in cell memory and balance and cycles. And it's like all this stuff is around us. And my mind was just going to all these different things like trees and this. I mean, I went on a tangent that whole night. So I fell down a rabbit hole. So you're lucky you seen me come back. Then on Thursday the 5th, we had the OGs and our second years. We had a dedication ceremony. We celebrated, people that had been around for 2 years, wanted to dedicate themselves, so they did. We had a ritual. We had
a lot of different levels, because we sort of do a lot of basics. We got a 101. There's basics. There's OG's been there 2 years. We do other things, you know. So yeah, they did like a self-dedication because they've been there 2 years. So they
So
collected
yeah,
tools this year. Yeah, that was fun.
it was a lot of fun. We had a great
That was
meditation
great.
where we did the uppers and then we did the lowers and everybody got their own little feedback. It was
very good.
was fun. It was a good one. Definitely if you've been at least a year, maybe watch it to see what you have coming on, what's coming up for you too. Because I mean,
good point.
That was fantastic. Then on Monday the 9th, well, before I move on, did anybody have questions so far?
Sure, no, I would tell you. No,
Okay.
I'm okay.
All right, then Monday the 9th.
I can watch the chat.
Okay. We had the smudge ritual with Jen Snow, which, I was honored that she was willing to share something so personal with all of us, because she does keep this stuff very close to her. She's Indigenous, so this is something
right. So
for her.
she says smudge, and she actually means smudge.
Yes, she did smudge ritual. And
when Sandy says it, Sandy actually means smudge too.
When I say it, it's not the same.
You're wrong.
That's right. Correct.
Or you're talking about Jen Snow.
That's right. Jen Snow said everything. So I'm going to go a little bit through my notes. She discussed when is a good.
Hold on, okay. Tamala. No, Sandy's class was October 2nd. Yes, you are correct. I had to look back. The OG's was the 5th.
Yes.
Oh,
and see, I wrote 3rd.
And now, it was the 3rd. I'm lying. I'm lying. I'm lying. It's me.
Okay. It's the 3rd. I just popped on there to look.
Katie having something on a calendar and Jenny Love having something on a calendar. No one's thinking that Jenny Love has it on the calendar correctly. Like, not even Jenny Love. So yeah, it's not even a question. No, she's like, oh, did I get no one thought that. No one thought that. Yeah, for real. Penny's like, for real?
Okay.
Like, for real? You're welcome. She says, thank you. Yeah. So now we're on the 9th. And go ahead.
We're on the smudging ritual with Jen Snow. She did go over, if you are Indigenous, or if it was given to you, because it can't be given as a gift, that you need to give it the same respect. You need to respect this. And if you are to harvest it, if it's where you are, you don't harvest it until it's gone to seed. You always leave some behind, just like you would with anything else. You take a little, leave a lot, because it's important. She went through, that the sage is the creator and the mother and the great spirit and everything. Think of yourself as a web.
We have a question. Oh, it's Judy Hall?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love Judy Hall.
Of course it's Judy Hall. I love Judy. Of course it is. Oh, I'm very excited. Okay, I'm sorry. We have lots of squirrel moments.
Okay, let me see if I can get this where you guys can see it.
Yeah, know that. Lots of squirrel moments.
And Jenny, I have one of these for you. Yes. For all of the directors. I have one of these for all of the directors.
I have the best director people. Okay, let me get rid of that. Yes. You're welcome.
So Jen Snow said, think of yourself as a web, and everything you touch, the web gets on everything. I thought that was very insightful, especially from her. She discussed about safe ways to use the smudge, fire safety, always important.
Thank you.
She went through where you start with your head and work down with yourself. But she did say that women, on their moon cycle should not. Don't smudge yourself when you're on a moon cycle. Which I thought that was very interesting, because that's the wisdom. I was like, I liked that.
I'd love to expand. She sure is.
Oh yeah, I mean, she went over
Yeah,
the proper way to hold the feathers.
Yeah,
I mean, just fantastic. I seriously, yeah, always. She also said that smudge with a clear mind, just like you would with any magic. Clear mind, clear head, in the right state. Don't do anything in a haste. I do again. I was so honored that she was willing to share that with us because that's something very personal for her, and I thought that was amazing that she did. So thank you again, Jen Snow, for that. And great video. Highly recommend it, especially just to know how it's properly done.
Right.
It's always good here.
Right. I tell the story. Very recently when I went to I'll say an event. Like I don't like to give too much detail. And
yeah,
there was a lady with the smudge at the beginning. She was smudging, and doing the thing. The thing. And I was just like, and it wasn't. I didn't know what to say. Yeah, I didn't know what to say. I was just like, so yeah, it's good. It's really, really, really good.
And I did really that Jen did touch base on that. Okay, you smudged with the sage. What are you putting in? If you're taking stuff out, you got to put something in. Mm-hmm. That balance. So that's why usually it's done with like another herb. If it's lavender or cinnamon, she uses just straight cinnamon stick and just burns the stick. I thought that was
she did tell me that.
Smart. Yeah, well, and I use sweetgrass also, but remember she's saying you are cleansing your body space to bring those guardian or your ancestors in. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're removing something to bring something else in. And,
exactly.
And that goes with smoke cleanses, not smudging. Mm-hmm. Smoke cleanses is the same thing. If you're going to remove and cleanse your space, you need to bring something in to replace it. Otherwise, it's like a vacuum, right? It's going to grab whatever's closest and bring it in.
Yes. When magically people, mm-hmm. like even at full moons, when, we'll save that conversation, but just the end of it, when people do take something out, release, remove, and they dig that hole, they never think on the other end, what are they putting mm-hmm. in? Like, I was like, you just dug a big hole amok. And it's great, you got rid of the garbage, but now you got a big hole. Like you got to put something in it, got to plant a rose bush in there or something like, something.
Absolutely. Well, and that's why I like to use the term vacuum, because think about what your vacuum hose does when you got it near dirt. Whatever's closest is coming in. Is that what you wanted to vacuum in there or not? Exactly. So empty space, it's going to go and grab it. So you need to put something in there.
And that's why you move the shoes and the shoelaces so they don't get sucked into the vacuum. You're going to pull in stuff you don't want. I thought that was good that she did add that. That's important. What else are you putting into it too? Right. Take something out, got to put something in.
Right. Yep. I mean, it's true. It's balance, which Absolutely. Is balance, not power.
Absolutely. And she did stress fire safety always.
Thank God.
Then on Thursday the 12th, we had ritual magic.
Right. We did the ritual. Go ahead. Do you want me to say?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just quickly ritual. I decided to concentrate on like that sort of art of ritual, right? Well, there's who said that? Penny saw me say that. Sorry. Sort of concentrate on that, like maybe it seems like a big subject to people, especially when they're learning or talking about it. They don't, and let's just do that and like spellcraft. That's take it out of a book and then sort of maybe how you change or make one up and the trial and error of that. So we talked about laying a compass and what because I thought we talk about circles a lot, ad nauseum. We got it. Another technique, another tool in your tool belt. So that's what we did. It was great. It was super fun.
We touched base on stings also. We touched base.
Yes, we did touch base on stang, so that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, we went over the differences. When would be a good time to use it? We did have homework. You did put
homework brought out first to show everybody.
Did give you homework?
Yes, you did. You said compare.
It was.
You said
I don't
compare
give
and
homework out a
contrast.
lot, but that sounds like fun. What did I go?
You said compare and contrast, laying out a compass,
Yes.
and try doing one. Let us know how it
Sounds like me.
goes.
Okay, look at me. Sounds like me. Excellent.
So that was
Yeah,
our
why don't you
homework.
people try it? Like just give it a whirl.
Oh yeah,
Right? The
I'm
difference.
totally trying it.
Yeah, cool.
After we're not as thin, a little bit more.
Yeah,
I want to.
okay. Yeah,
I want to try it
okay.
for
Oh,
astral travel. That is my astral travel. I want to try it for that.
dude, like you astral travel because it's Tuesday and you closed your eyes and you went, where do I want to go today?
True.
The rest of us, it's not quite that easy.
I go places. I know.
Sandy, hard for you too?
I don't astral travel that I'm aware of.
No.
Well, I
No.
don't say I don't, but it's hard.
It
Not
gets
that I'm
easier with
aware of.
practice. It's a muscle. You gotta work. You gotta work that muscle. That's what it is.
No, I know.
Mentally, I have too much other stuff going on up there right now, so I'm not going to strain that muscle anymore.
I have to. I'm in that class right now. I literally have to. Like, I have to, and then do homework about it. You think I don't like? I have homework. You guys all know I moan and moan about when I have homework, and the homework I have to do. And not that it's a lot, and I have. You should hear me whine about it in class. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, it's so painful. Yeah. Pain.
Journal.
Right.
Journaling.
Penny says, pain keeps you tethered here in the physical. And I believe I read that for the first time in Matt Oren's book.
Yep.
Psychic Witch. And I remember thinking, oh, brilliant. Like, oh, I get that. Because I do.
But you've been getting a lot more dreams at that twilight state.
Say again?
You've been dreaming more at that twilight state.
I do. You're right. That's happening now. I am. And last night I told you I had a little moment where I feel like I was back here, like almost standing here. It was like really. So yeah.
And you're a daydreamer.
I am a daydreamer.
So you gotta. Those are still dreams. They're valid.
I could astral better with my eyes open in the day than I could when I'm sleeping. Why is that? All right, we'll have to talk about. Maybe we'll figure that out in another workshop. Thank you. We don't need to take up that much time.
Okay, Sunday the 15th, we had herbal journal, essential oils. Talked about essential oils and what are they used for and what are they not used for.
That was more important, I felt.
Oh, yeah, the not used for is important. Very much so.
I felt like that was way more important.
I mean, over organic and, there's so much into that one that was just, I think it's mandatory. It should be a mandatory you have to watch.
Herbal Chat is a monthly happening. Happens every month, by the way. Anybody who's paying attention to this or watching this in the future, an herbal journal is something that happens every month. Okay,
and there's tons of, if you watch it, there is so much information on it. I can't even, like the essential oils and tarot cards and when you're using them and different stuff on Nettles tea. We touched base on all the things for pain and different, ratios. Jenny gave us some measurements. Pinch here, 5 drops there. Standards.
Mm-hmm. But I think it was more what they're not. I think that was what was most important. It's really what they're not.
Exactly. They're not food.
Especially in magic. Like we're here to discuss and discern and dissect all things and on this path. And I feel like there's big misconceptions about them. So I wanted to.
Well, and it's such a big thing.
They're expensive. So I didn't want people to put that much stock in them, especially magically. Especially magically. Like I don't want you to put that much stock in them because they're fucking expensive.
And there's other alternatives. If you really want to smell, get an incense stick.
Right.
Get the herb itself.
And there are fragrance oils that are not essential oils that are meant for scents.
Right.
So if you're wanting to smell the aroma of that,
and that was a point I made. That is a very specific point I made because I said, is that your intention? Like in this thing you're creating, like is smell part of it? Like smell shouldn't matter. Some oils smell like
Not for magic.
right.
Unless
That's
you
right.
have an intention for it to be a triggering effect of your magic,
Sure.
an aromatic part of it, but
Sure.
it's not
No,
required.
sure. But I was like, if it's synthetic, I don't know if you want to, depending on what you're doing, like, especially if you're going to put it on your whatever, or
on your babies.
that it's
The
other
baby
ingredients.
part.
Like
No
that it's
babies.
other ingredients. Now it's other things to make up this smell. It's not the thing itself. It's other things. Candy apple, whatever that is.
Absolutely. And we are not doctors. We don't play ones on TV.
No, we don't. Definitely
So-
not. I'll say that all the time. I'm not a doctor.
Safety purposes there. Like,
But
we
yeah,
are not doctors.
But I said, yeah, fragrance oils, sure. I'm like, use those instead. They have soap ones, but use those if you're looking to have it smell.
Yep, soap and candle, body wash, all of that stuff they're safe
Absolutely.
for.
Essential
Absolutely.
oils are not the second coming as everybody thinks they are, is what was my fucking point, really. I think that was really my point. I could have probably said that and then sent everybody home. Like, all right, we're good. That's it. We're done.
Then Tuesday, the 17th, we had talked Dee Dee to me with Penny Puppet. And she went over, I'm going to murder.
That sometimes it's bi-weekly, but this
Yes.
is another reoccurring situation.
Yes. And I'm going to murder this because there's no way I'm going to be able to pronounce these names.
Oh, she did Persephone and Hades.
Not this one. I'm talking about the one before that. She did Horain and Morena, the Fates and the Graces.
Oh, the Fates and the Graces, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she went over.
Sorry. I forgot we were in last month.
Yes. Well, we're still in last month.
No, I know, but I forgot we were at the beginning. Like we did.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
sorry. I'll shut up.
So she went over the Graces, a lot of the different things of how they came to be. And the one thing I really took out of that one that really stuck out to me was the seasons, spring, summer, and autumn. And they didn't count winter as a season. They counted it as dead time. And I loved the thought of that. Just, it's the dead time.
And I'm going to ask a question now. Is that this time of year?
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
this time of year, right?
Yeah. Because we're moving.
And I said that last night. Like I said, it's almost like an overnight. This time this is, think of like New Year's Eve. It's like this whole kind of transition. That's funny. I didn't know that.
As soon as October is done, you are definitely into the dark winter months.
Those
dead months.
Are like dead time, and that's how I feel about
November, December, January, and February. Those 4 months.
Now into Yule. That's what I feel like, because now all of a sudden the sun's coming back. You're celebrating winter solstice. You're starting it. You make New Year's resolutions, and before you know it, you're at Candlemas, and it's like, I feel the same way. That's really funny. I think that's dead time too.
Absolutely.
Everybody's like sort of in agreement with that. That's really
and
fun.
She went on. Then she did talk about the fates, the three sisters, the string of fate, the spinner, the measurer, and the cutter. And she went over that and the golden thread and how it's your life and how that came to be. She's so smarty pants. It was our Trinity of Trinity. So
that is another thing. She is so smarty pants. Also,
absolutely,
I love it.
Absolutely. Then we had Dream Dictionaries Part 2 with me. So what we did for that one, I did a mini recap in the beginning because I'm kind of continuing it some. We went over, what we did last time, going into this time.
Yeah, say J. Cool. That's October 18th. I know she literally asked a question today, and we were saying you had videos literally about a dream journal. So that's October 18th was like part 2.
Yes. Then the other one was in September. So we went over simple dream facts, just the stories, because your dream is a story that's made up by you and how you interpret things. We went over settings. What does your setting mean in a dream? We kind of touched base on just getting the whole characters, the setting, the details that the symbolism, because there's a lot of symbolism in dreams. So we touched base on all that. And our next one, we're going to kind of, at the end of this one, we did go over some dreams that people had in the class, in the gathering, and just kind of like how to dissect the dream. Okay, you've got the setting, you've got the characters, you've got symbolism, because that's what your mind does. It takes the symbols and puts it together, and it's your job to kind of see how it all fits together. Like, why am I seeing a fish driving a car? What does that mean to me?
Penny says dreams are uncharted territory for me. That she loves that. She loves that series that you're doing.
Well, thank you. So we went over that, and then I believe we're going to try to keep going with that and trying to get
everybody really loves that series. Everybody loves talking about that. Everybody loves it.
And then at the end of each one, I'm trying to go over if anybody has dreams and they want to discuss, bring them then. We'll talk about them. We'll try to break them down together as a group. Best way to learn is to do it yourself. So, and then, let's see. We did Container Magic with Sandy. I was not there, but I did watch it today. I did want to add one thing with your Container Magic right off the get-go. You didn't tell everybody to get into the correct mind space before you go doing magic. That's the only thing otherwise couldn't go wrong with anything that's going to say, hey, put gloves on.
Need to remember not everybody automatically does that.
That's true. That's true. I always say that too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I always say that too. Oh, that's funny. And like me not counting it down.
It happens.
I'm happens. Like, oh my God. Can I, how about I just start this meditation and just don't? I didn't realize it until the closing. And I swear to God, then I couldn't even do the close. I couldn't even concentrate on it. I was like, oh my God, it was so bad. Anyway, I was like,
it was still good. No, but Container Magic with Sandy was fun from what I've seen. I watched it afterwards, just how to make from like a witch's ball into a jar, or she referred to it as a conjure jar, and for protection of your home, and why certain bodily fluids need to be in there, and you should wear gloves. Anything that says you need gloves.
Boy, did I laugh. Like, boy, did I laugh so hard.
Oh,
when
yeah.
She said that. I was like, I love a class that starts with, you bet, you gotta, if you're using bodily fluids, you should. And she says it like, she's just so, she's saying she's just the sweetest thing on the planet, but she's just like, and if you're bodily fluids, you might want to have some gloves. And I hit the floor. I was like, I just love her. I hit the floor. I was like,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Epic. Best line yet.
Container Magic. Yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it very much. I do plan on doing one of my own. And I did have an idea for that. Those hanging planters that they have, the crocheted ones?
I was thinking of, something
for the jar.
We were all talking about outside your door and burying it and stuff. Yeah, that's good too. Hanging
because I did see someone say that they have an apartment and they can't really have anything there, and you usually want it by your front door. Why not hang it
that case,
off to the side?
That's a great example of a way to do it, and they can paint it, spray paint it black if they want to. Put some little
air plants around it,
flowers or something on it. I mean,
right.
Decorate it up so that it doesn't look like anything, and hang it out there.
Or look like something, because I'm creepy and who cares?
Yeah.
But you don't want anybody to mess with it. See, so that's something to think about too. You don't want anybody to mess with it.
True.
So,
well, if you hang it high enough, just saying.
True.
Well, I mean, I didn't reach stuff, but my husband might, But just think, I thought that was really cool. I thought it was I loved all the tips. I like the idea of crushing up the little shiny pieces with the mortar. The reflective surfaces. I thought that was fantastic. Good tip. And I love the fact that Sandy didn't have the stuff she needed, so she went around her house and found it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love when she starts like coming up with her pins. It was great.
Yes.
It was really good.
Yes. I was like, fantastic, because you don't always have to go to the store to find what you need. Sometimes you have it already in front of you. You just got to find it.
Witches use what they have on hand, and we say that all the time. And that was the same thing with Jenny's thing that she did last night, right? With the ritual and everything that we did. So what did I do? I went outside. Of course, they look like shit now, but I went outside and got my roses from outside and flowers from outside that I already had. And that's what I used, you know?
Right.
Absolutely.
I used dried flowers that I had that I just dried because they were in a vase or whatever, and I had them dried, and I used dried flowers.
You use what you got to use, what you have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best tip.
Can I tell you what hold on, let me put this up. Mary says, can I tell you what I used for my reflective stuff?
Yes.
Go right ahead. Witches are resourceful, if nothing else, right?
Upcycle.
Oh, yeah. So why we save everything. That's why your husband never asks you, should I throw this bottle out? Because the answer is always no. And then, usually followed up by, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? What are you doing with it? And you're just like, I might do something. Go ahead, Mary. Can I tell you what I use my reflective stuff for my reflective stuff? I used Forever Flower globes, Penny said. And Mary says, I have press-on nail polish that had reflective pieces in it. I have press-on nail polish that had reflective pieces in it, and I used the nail polish. I peeled it off my fingernail, and I had a reflective little mirror. That's hysterical.
I love that.
Funny. That's really funny.
Right. Look at how creative that is. And it's a piece of you. You had it on you. So it like absorbed your energy. I love that.
That's really funny. Yeah.
Okay. I love that. I think that's great.
It's really funny.
Tuesday, the 24th, we did Talk Dee to Me with Penny Poppet. This one was the Persephone one and her descent, which we did have a trigger warning on it because it is a sensitive topic of how she became where she's at.
People can look that up.
Yes. It was a lot. It was a lot. There was such great information. Like I didn't know that where peppermint came from and why it would be a thing.
I loved learning that too about Hades, and I loved that. That was my favorite part too. Yes, that was my favorite part. Learning, I didn't know that, so I loved.
And like Persephone was known as Kor, the goddess of flowers, and I was just like, oh my! I mean, anytime you do anything with Penny, your brain is going to bleed because she's super smart.
But in a good way.
Yes.
If there is something that can be menthy.
And how much Hades hated mortals.
Right.
That I thought was just, of course.
Has no use. Yeah, has no use.
Exactly. And the time that he only wanted anything to do with mortals was when they were, I think he felt bad because they suffered so much. So that's why he took care of that once they were past the whole death part of it. That's where he stepped in, was like, this was important.
Oh, Penny, I remember Penny talking about that. She touched on that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. That if after everything that they've been through, that's the time that he cared. The only time he cared. It's like, oh, you're dead now. You're mine. I'll take care of you now.
We all have a core. That's right. We all have a core. Penny says. We all have a
definitely core. A fabulous chat. Highly recommend anything Penny does.
His only grace. That's why grieving was his only grace. When you were grieving, that's the only time he had grace for the living.
Which I think is fantastic. Which, like, it's so Hades.
Sure. That's going to be a t-shirt. I want a mug that says, that's so Hades. I want a mug that says, it's so Hades.
Then Wednesday, the 25th, we had Little Brooms.
We were very busy this month.
Yes, very.
We were very busy this month. I will say that for those of you, again, watching in the future, hanging out, that maybe seeing this for the first time and saying, who are these ladies? What are they fucking talking about? You know, we have this meeting, we go over things. This October, I mean, as you can imagine, October is super busy, like just super busy in general.
Absolutely.
We don't always have months like this.
No, but we went over in Little Brooms. We did a Samhain chat and what you can do and do with your kids and teach your kids and going into the dark part of the year and ways to celebrate it. Like, you know, the animals that are contributed to this time are like bats and owls and dogs, you know, baking, maybe doing an ancestor altar of your loved ones that passed and maybe teaching them how, you know, who this person was and sharing stories about your loved ones. She did do a safety kids sigil, even though I'm going to tease Jenny on this, but on your kid.
Oh my God. For the love of the baby Jesus.
I had to.
I said, do you spit on your sigil to activate it? And she's like, I don't want to spit on my kid. I said, no one said spit on your kid. And then I wanted to know to have your kid spit on it. And so I'm the jerk. And then thank goodness the other Italians stuck up for me because they're all like, we spit on things. Like
It's not wrong. It was just, but she was just like, I'm not spitting on my kid. It was adorable. So, but like I said, I thought that was a fun one to keep your children safe during this whole holiday season and to get them more. I mean, think about what you can do with your kids, how to incorporate them. We don't have kids come to this. We talk as adults and you take it home and do it yourself. That's what a lot of Jen Snow's stuff is pretty much giving you ideas of what to do with your littles and or teenagers.
mm-hmm.
And that's always a great chat. Then on Friday the 27th, I missed, but that was our first day for Seeker.
Right. So I'll just talk about it quick because I wanted to say that it's the only running like cumulative situation that we have going on. We used to run a lot of like year-long sort of learning at, you know, with focused learning. Somebody said that. I don't remember who said that to me like this week when I'm trying to explain this. And I was like, oh my God, like so focused learning on like the basics of witchcraft. And then there's like a self-dedication at the end of the year. And so we don't do that as much. We have one. We were having I don't need to go into all that, but it was sort of created out of a need that there was too much of that going on. So we have one beginner, very beginner, very basic, very there's not non-denominational, you know,
vanilla as vanilla can be.
Yeah, you know, beginner, you know, when people go beginner witchcraft, I think at the end of it, you'd have a nice practice is what I feel like. At the end of the year, you'd have a nice practice, a solo practice, you know, and
it's a great brush up for seasoned witches too.
Sure.
Just to get back to your basics.
Right. Yes. I listen, I do this. I've done a book club 3 times in the shop and now I've done it here 4 more times. I learn something every single, there's something. There's something. So
absolutely.
It's not, but it's very when I say basic, but at the end of the year, so it's sort of focused, you know, you follow the wheel of the year and you know that by the time you get to the end of the year, you have a practice, and that may be as far as you want to go in witchcraft. Like that may be you're not interested, like you have the nice practice, like you show up for full moon parlor when we have full moon parlor and practice magic, and do you know what I'm saying? So absolutely. It's just 13 months of that. And that started on the 27th. We had lesson 1, which was very basic. We just very basically touched on some history and, you know, terms like simply how much argument even the word witch causes within our own community. So like, what are we talking about here within this community? What are we talking about? So it was very basic. Super basic. And then next month I'll have a little more what the next 12 months will look like and what books I'm using to sort of come up with that, you know, what we're talking about. So if people want to have the books, they can get them. Anyway, that was it. It was very good. It was very good. It was a little long, but it was very good. You know me, I run long, and obviously I'm making you run long tonight. So I ran long, and I'm going to try to condense it a little bit.
And then Sunday, the 29th, which was yesterday, we had full moon and our Samhain ritual. We talked about the full moon and the time of year and what you and your people do or your ancestors do. We honored our dead. We had a meditation with Persephone. We did a working. It was, the Witch's New Year. We did all kinds of fun things. Talked about the Hunter's Moon being the lunar eclipse. So that was always wonky.
We don't normally go, like, we have a full moon parlor every month. And if there's a Sabbath, you honor the Sabbath. We have a chat about it, but never. And of course, because it's Samhain, like that's the only reason that this landed the way it landed. If it was any other Sabbath, I'd have just had some chat about the Sabbath, a week ago. Just had a chat about it, not make it, if it was maybe not fucking Samhain.
And it's so close to each other. It just, it went together.
So last night was definitely a unicorn, but go ahead.
Oh yeah. This is not, it usually doesn't run that long and they're not usually together, but it was a great time here by all.
I'm going to have a problem on fucking Yule. But okay, fine. I'm going to have to figure that. Maybe we'll do new moon that month instead of full moon. Maybe we'll
do dark moon.
Something else other than
dark moon.
And fucking I got to look at it right now.
And then Monday is today.
Yeah, they're really close.
So that's what we did for October. Now going into November, we have all kinds of new stuff.
Does anybody have any questions before does anybody have any questions before we move into November? We're going to talk about what's coming up. Yeah, thank you. Dark moon, please, she says. Okay, Miss Penny. Well, maybe we'll do dark. Yeah, Shelly. Look at Shelly. Yeah, okay, but we'll do that instead.
See, I said dark moon and Penny got excited.
Everybody did. See, that's how we do things here. It's I definitely have no control, like absolutely none, which I like it that way. So it's like, okay. She says October 3rd. You guys say dark moon. Excellent. That's what we do. Excellent. I like it. Somebody just point me in the right direction and I'm happy to go. Happy.
Okay, now we do have stuff coming up this week, which is this Thursday, the 2nd at 8 p.m. Now, mind you, all the times I'm giving you will be Central times.
But Band tells you your time.
Correct. Band will tell you your time. It converts it, but I'm just saying Central because that's where I'm at. And that's what I've got.
Right.
So this Thursday, the 2nd at 8 p.m. Central Time, Wheel of the Year with Jenny. Jenny will show us her method of performing a Wheel of the Year reading. This is a great thing for this time of year. I mean, you got to think it's the new year for us, so this will give you a guide for the rest of your year, and she's going to teach us how she does it.
Tamala, nodding frantically. Me. Don't want to sell Wheel of the Year readings on my website this year. Totally selfish reason. Totally selfish. Has not. I love you guys, but totally selfish. Don't want to do it.
Now I'm not sure, but Sunday the 5th is daylight savings time. Do you know if they're still switching that? Is that done? Did they make a decision on that yet?
This is the last one, I believe.
All right.
We'll get confirmation, but I do believe this is the last one.
All right. I just wanted to make note of that.
Who the fuck knows with these people?
Who knows? Yeah, I don't know either, but I wanted to at least put note in there that Sunday the 5th is daylight savings time, so it might change, it might not, I don't know. All I know is it's fall back an hour. That's extra sleep, so I'm okay with that. Then on Tuesday the 7th at 7 p.m.
Sorry, I was talking to Penny.
Okay, Tuesday the 7th at 7 p.m. we have Talk Deity to Me with Penny Poppet, and she's going to start talking about Norse mythology. She put in there, let's travel to the land of ice and fog. So I'm very excited for that.
Very exciting.
Yes. Love that.
Very exciting.
Yes. So she's going to be talking to all the Norse gods, Yeah, we'll find out what she digs up, because I know Penny, she's gonna come up with something interesting.
Yeah, so excited for that. Like,
Mhm.
so excited for that. That's really, really good.
Then Thursday the 9th at 8 p.m. Central, Ritual Magic with Jenny. She's going to discuss the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram.
I
So
am.
that's what you have written. I'm just reading off what
I
you guys have
sure
written.
am.
So I'm
And
excited
I
for
didn't
that.
say it, Penny. Penny, I didn't say it. I didn't try to say it. I didn't say the acronym. I left it alone.
I
I'm
said
going to
it.
be gone during all of that time, just so you guys are aware. I'm leaving the 9th, I believe, and we'll be back the 15th, I think. Or those are the time frames. So
Yes.
I won't be here. I'll be on
So
vacation.
you're
I
going to
know,
be
where are you
gone
going?
We're going to San Diego. We canceled the Puerto Vallarta trip. I had a bad feeling about it, and then there's been 2 hurricanes down in the Mexico area. So yeah,
now you're
so we're
going to be
going to
gone
San
the
Diego.
8th through the 15th, you said?
Exciting.
May the 9th through I think the 15th, somewhere in there.
I just stuck a little note on my calendar so I know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just writing no Sandy. Okay, so, well, Ritual Magic on the 9th, and then Sandy will be gone. So anything that's Sandy related, you can let any of the rest of us know, and we'll try to figure it out for you or save it for her. Wednesday the 15th at 8 p.m., we have Dream Dictionary with me, which is part 3. We're going to discuss the top 10 most common dreams and what they mean. And then I'm going to save space to discuss any dreams that anybody wants to talk about, but I'm going to hit those top 10 that everybody has, and they're like the
I
most
went to school
common.
naked.
I lost my teeth, you know. Why am I dreaming of my lover cheating on me?
Yeah. Okay.
We're
All
going to
right.
we're going to hit
Inquiring
those.
minds want to know.
Yes,
Especially a
exactly.
psychic.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Especially a psychic.
Exactly.
What?
So that'll be a fun chat. Then Saturday 18th at 12 noon, we have Herb Journal with the lovely Madam, and she's going to be going over comfrey.
I am the controversial comfrey. So
How to use it,
Herbal
magical.
Journal, and that's another one. I do it monthly, so it's always magically, medicinally, physically. We talk about ad nauseum the spirit of comfrey.
Correct. That's going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to that one.
That one's going to be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to also have like an invocation.
Ooh,
like,
I like it. I love Herb Journal, just so everyone knows, because I feel like at least that's a good way for me to get familiar with these plants and these herbs I'm using on a better level than I've had before. And I love it. So thank you again for doing those, because I enjoy them.
Thanks. Me too. Thanks.
Then Sunday the 19th at 7 p.m. we have Little Broom Crafts with Jen. She's going to do herb bundles, an easy craft to make herb bundles. But I know she was kicking around doing pinch pots possibly too. I don't think
yeah. Yeah, she was talking about that. I don't know if that's next. I don't know if that was at all. I don't know, at some point.
I'm not exactly sure if she was doing two crafts that day or just the one craft, but I know for sure she's doing the herb bundles and how to put those together with your littles, since we all just harvested a bunch of stuff, and how we can create it.
Bundles take up a lot of, like product and things and accoutrements, and then you're also going to make pinch pot. I think that would probably be 2 different days, I bet.
But I'm not sure. So, but I know she's definitely doing the herb bundles that day. Yeah. For sure. Then on Monday, the 20th, I wanted to confirm the time, Sandy, because in the app you have it at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Is that the correct time?
And then that's 20th?
Like, yes.
20th. It's a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I have it at that time. It doesn't matter for me. Anywhere from 4 to 6.
I'm doing another time. It's another time, the pinch pots. And no, it's up to you. We just want to make sure that's, like they ask me when I schedule things at 1 a.m. They're like,
yeah,
Jenny,
I probably put it at that time because the husband comes home about 5:30, and then I would probably be done and when he gets
Right,
home.
that makes sense.
Especially
Okay.
since everybody else is later.
So yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Okay, I was just double checking because it's not
I
very
get it.
often. It's 4, so that's why I was like, "Is this right?" So Monday the 20th at 4 p.m. Central. Crystal Grids. This is the second one, and she's going to continue discussion
Wait,
from
4
last month.
p.m. Central is 2 p.m. Sandy's time. You
It's
looked at it
4
and it's 4
p.m. my time.
Central. No. She's telling you that right? Didn't you say you looked at it? So in there, it's 4 p.m. Central time, which is
Yeah, that's fine.
Your time. So 2 p.m. your
If that's not going to work for Central and Eastern, though, let me know and we'll change it.
No. I'm just letting you know. We were, because since it was like not random, but maybe it was a mistake. It's not.
I'm getting back over to 5 points to look.
Right. So I think by your time, because if she looked at it, she saw 4. When you look at it, you're going to see 2 p.m.
Yeah, it's 2.
That's you, kid. Like, that's cool.
Exactly. I mean, it's Monday. So
Monday. I like it.
yeah, but she'll be doing crystal grids and continue discussion from last month. She knows what she's doing. It's a great chat. I'm invested. I love it. Tuesday the 21st at 7 p.m. Central is Talk Dee to Me. It's a continued Norse mythology discussion. We'll see where Penny goes from there. Now, from Wednesday the 22nd through Sunday the 26th, there is no events. It is completely clear for that holiday that people celebrate there.
Together with your family and
Black Friday shopping deals.
Start the Yuletide situations.
Yes. Even though they started it in August, but
it begins the insanity. That's what I think of it as. It begins the insanity.
Exactly. But I just wanted to note that
go into hiding.
Hibernation, engage.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to make note that it is accurate. There is nothing going on that time. So
that's why I think I wrote no events for all day for that reason.
Yes.
Yeah, we're on vacation.
Then Monday, the 27th at 8 p.m. Central Time is Full Moon Parlor. That's November's morning moon, the snow moon, the beaver moon. She's going to
put whatever we're doing very specifically into that, hopefully, weeks before. What we're exactly doing that way. If you do need to make substitutions because these are things, or get time to get things or whatever. I mean, it's never a full moon. We have a meetup, but it's not going to be like it was last night. And I got those 2 things very last minute, but as soon as I heard what they were, that's why I said, let's do those.
Oh,
that was a very last minute decision. Very last minute. I don't usually do that.
Yes.
I don't usually do that.
But like always, if there's an event coming up, check them anyway, because you never know. There could have been stuff changed. Usually if there's a huge change or date change or something, we do try to notify you or put posts up about it. So just, I try to.
Check the band. I always say check the band, check the notices, the notices, the notices. That's what I always say. Check the notices, the notices, the notices. Because the band feed sometimes very busy. Everybody's got things to say. I find good videos. People's got a funny meme, all witchcraft related. But the notices are me saying, please pay attention to this. Please focus on this for a minute.
Absolutely. And then Wednesday the 29th at 7 p.m. Central, there's Container Magic again with Sandy. Info coming soon. So when she gets a little bit more into the month, she'll update that. That's why another reason to take a look.
I got a list for that. So I want to get that list put together and then I'll post that. And that'll be a new kind of container magic that most of us probably haven't used before.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, I like
that. It'll be different.
I'm gonna say that it's not final, so I won't say who, but and I have said, but I'm not gonna,
Yes.
Anyway, we're gonna have a special guest speaker, author person in December at some point. I'm just waiting on the date. So when we make December calendar and that goes up, you'll see that that's going to be that'll be super fun. I'm excited about that. So that's super fun.
And the last thing we have for the month of November is the Thursday, the 30th at 8 p.m. with me, because I'm doing the end of the month. So Koven with me, and we'll go over everything that we did for November and what we have to look forward to in December, which is I'm very excited for because I know who she's talking about.
Does anybody have any questions? Very excited, Sandy. Mary Poppins, very excited. She says, I'm very excited.
There's a lot of fun stuff coming up.
Okay, oh, awesome. Excellent. All right. If there are no questions, then I'm going to say thank you for everybody that was here. Thank you to the directors. Thank you to the directors in the chat. Thank you for everybody monitoring the chat.
Thank you for everyone for coming.
Thank you for everybody coming. Anybody watching in the future, if you want to get in touch with us, if you're interested, 5 Point Society, there's at the end of this video, I mean, in the description, there'll be the website. You can find us in all the places. We hang out on TikTok a lot. We have coffee. I like to say almost every morning because, you know, I don't want it to be a job. And if I don't want to get up and have coffee, I'm not gonna. But it's mostly every morning. It is our family coffee ritual. And, you know, we get together and just shoot the shit for coffee and that's that. So if you want to just see who the players are, that's what this is supposed to sort of like. I wanted it to transparency, like in the interest of transparency. This is what we do. Mm-hmm. We get together. Here's the schedule. There's no secrecy. This is what we do. So if you feel like joining us, head over to my website, www.5pointhermetics.com. And there's a little tab that says 5 Point Society for Witches, and there's a lot of information up there. You can read about all the directors, since Jen Snow, Jen of the North, Jen of the Night's Watch, not here, and neither is Penny Poppet. So thank you.
Oh, they're here. They're just not here.
Yeah, they're in the
and chat. We're going to see all of you over there.
I'll try not to talk so much next time. It is Koven with Katie. I'll shut the fuck up. But yeah, you know. Sorry.
It's okay. I like talking with you too.
I want it for because I guess I want it for the live for it to make sense for somebody like watching and going, what are they talking about? Like, what are these people talking about? That's all. I was just thinking that, like, well, if they watch in the future, then and they want to know, like, what do we do? Like, that is sort of the point. Like, that was what I wanted people to sort of understand a little bit. We learn, implement, explore.
And we do it together. Nobody's in charge saying, oh, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
We're learning together.
I always say it's a safe container. It's like the gym. You know, there's the gym and they have all of this like stuff. And then you can go there and like use it and learn stuff. Maybe there's a personal trainer. You know, if you don't go, you don't go. We record all of our meetups so you don't miss a thing. Anyway, thanks, Tree of Clarity. Thanks, ladies. Thank you. Thank you very much. That didn't stay up. What? Let's stay up. Thank you. So this is Koven with Katie. We'll be. No, what's the date next month? Because sorry, I didn't have that one.
That's the last one. That is Thursday, the 30th at 8 p.m. Central.
On full moon.
Oh.
Is it on full moon?
Is it?
I think so.
No.
No, I'm doing full moon. So.
No, full moon is on the 27th.
Oh, so it was close.
She's doing full moon.
The 27th.
She's doing full moon on the full moon.
Okay. See how we're confused and we do this. This is why we do
now,
this.
If we do new moon, that's Tuesday the 13th, or we can do dark moon, which should be the 12th.
But let's talk about December.
Yeah, then that's what we're gonna do for that for sure.
Yeah. I guess I'm off.
Yep. No, that's okay. I understand. I got there. It took me a minute. I understand.
Well, yeah. I'm looking at the calendar here, you know, trying to see what we got going on.
We'll do dark moon. That's right. Excellent. Excellent. Good meeting. I like it. Yeah, because I'm like, that's not going to work. All right. Bye. Thank you so much. Thanks to you guys. Katie. Thank you, Miss Katie.
Love you
She's
guys.
Thank you.
like
Catch ya
Katie
tomorrow.
Katie understands what we're doing. We don't run. I should go like this because in my screen it's backwards, right? Because I'm looking at you over here. It's backwards. So this.
I know. This
Katie.
is my right.
I know it's really hard. We don't run without this girl right here. We don't run. That's why we do this. We don't run. She knows what's going on. Thank goodness. All right. We appreciate you.
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you so much, my little chickens. We will see you tomorrow morning for coffee. Peace.